This might actually be the first cut because my phone ran out of storage space during that last little rant bit there. So I had to delete a bunch of other things, and here we are again. But what I was saying was, yeah, they've killed any sense of collectivism in this country and among people. Like, we're so divided amongst each other now. We are so separated, and we are so blind. Well, not we, but most people are so blind. Like, I'm not. I know a decent amount of other people aren't. But the majority of us, the meat and potatoes of the people who are suffering, they're not privy to reality and the truth that this world is being built and rigged against them. Like, I think maybe this video, I want to say I ranted about it earlier, but I have a friend who's just completely conformed to the way life is now. She's totally happy with, never having time, not happy with it, but she's content with it because she's absolutely in every way refused to accept any, like, she's flat out said it, like, I don't want to change anything the way it is now. Like, but then in the same breath, she'll also complain that she never has time for anything, money for anything, and, that she doesn't have any friends because she never has time or money for anything. She doesn't have any hobbies because she never has time or money for anything. Like, she'll complain about all these things that could be eliminated, but if with the collective movement to make life better for everybody by eliminating such hard taxes, honestly, we should just eliminate, I think, money as a whole, go back to trade, and then have social barriers, security nets, and like just general like living standards for every person. There's no reason. We have all the wealth, we have all the infrastructure, all the manpower, technology, and resources to give every family and every person a single family house or a single person house or a single person apartment. Like, we have enough resources and money and power and infrastructure and technology to house every person and provide every person with 3 meals a day and fresh, clean water across the entire globe. We have that. We have it. There's no money in that. And the people that built the world the way it is today only care about money and profits, and that's all they know. And unfortunately, when you've built your whole life around this one thing, it's pretty hard to see any other option. So, and when those people are also the people that have all the say-so, all the strings, all the money, all the connections, all the ability to actually create, the changes that they want to see in the world, just like that, what are you to do? So, it just, do the things that you want to do and rise up. We should all stop paying for housing. Housing should be free. We should all stop paying for water and electricity. That shit should be free. The shit should all be taken out of our taxes instead of having, 67% of our taxes go to our military budget when we're not in active conflict war with anybody. We've assured our safety in the world. Why are we still paying out so much for a military budget like this? Why are we paying all these other countries billions of dollars when we aren't taking care of our own people? Like, we have all the things to do all the things. We can all have all the stuff. It's just not enough people this day and age want to fight for it. Everybody's selfish. I stopped paying the system. I stopped paying taxes a long time ago. I don't pay tickets and shit. So far, I've really just kind of been low-key driving around illegally. But I'm nice. I don't do anything that gets me pulled over for any reason. Still got plates and a sticker on the car that was at one point valid. So, like, you know, it is what it is. I own property. I don't pay taxes for that. I just stopped paying them. I don't believe in what my taxes go for in this country. They don't go towards education, healthcare, mental health, which probably just falls under the umbrella of healthcare. They don't accommodate, you know, veterans, disabled people well enough, or mothers, women, children, etc. Like, there's so many more things my taxes should be going towards that I'd prefer they go towards that they're not going towards. And not only that, because if it was just going towards other things, I guess that still, like, I don't know what outside of those things I'd want to pay money for, honestly. Because, like, I really hate the fact that they spend tax dollars on, like, the annual parades and parties and floats and etc. and stuff like that. Like, if we had excess of money because everybody in the country is being well taken care of, then that's one thing. But it is a spit in the face of everybody who is struggling when cities spend tax dollars on fireworks, parades, celebration stuffs and whatnot. Like, what are you proud of? A percentage of your people are starving, poor, homeless, disabled, and or fucking mentally ill and not being treated properly. Like, you have a billion problems in your cities and states, and yet some reason and somehow you think it's okay to be spending people's hard-earned tax dollars. And a lot of those people are working and paying taxes that they're not receiving anything for. So, like, you know, like, I don't know. To say you are proud in any capacity of where you're from, and you have people out on the streets starving, poor, homeless, drug addicted, and mentally ill, like, you're undeserving of your you're undeserving of your, I don't want to say privilege, but it feels like one of the only adjacent words I could think of that is correct in this scenario right now. But you're undeserving of your things. Like, you just, I don't know. It's just crazy to me. It's just crazy to me. Like, it's like the White House right now, and all those asshole politicians throwing fucking balls and parties and dances and gatherings on with U.S. tax dollars, mind you. While, again, millions of people are losing benefits, millions of people are losing their health care, millions of people are losing all their safety nets, and all the things that help them survive. And these assholes are spending those people's money, our money, on themselves and enjoying themselves and engorging themselves on fucking the fruit of our labor. That's crazy, homie. Crazy wild. And you got me 50 ways fucked up if you think I'm paying a single fucking cent to enable this. Fuck no. This is enabling. If we continue paying the system to do to perpetuate this behavior, we are no better than, and sorry, this is the only example I can use right now. This sounds so fucked up to say, but the woman who continues to stand by her man who beats her ass. This is the same scenario. Our government is beating our ass on a daily basis while not providing us with food or medication or fucking proper housing. Like, imagine if you were being kept in a fucking dungeon, in a basement, cold, wet basement, and you're only allowed to eat once every 3 days, and the food you got was basically just like animal feed, you know, and the water you got to drink was like basically just like the and the, you know what, let's be real with it, the water you drink is just fucking the, what do you call it, the plumbing system. It's the plumbing system's excess waste. It just flows right into your little trough, and that's what you get to drink from. The master's piss, and you get to eat the master's animal feed. And you live in a cold, wet dungeon basement, right? Like that's basically, and then on top of that, like I said, he only feeds you once every couple days, and he comes downstairs to regularly beat you and tell you to go to work outside doing whatever labor most of the day, and then tells you to go back into your dark room. That's America right now. That's what it feels like anyway to be an American at this point. This is a country built on slavery, and it never let it go. Not for a second. They just rebranded it, called it prison, rehabilitation. Yeah, that's now what we've devolved into. So that's lovely. Absolutely lovely. Again, I try not to be such a doom and gloomer. Shit, I am driving a little bit slow. This guy's coming up on my booty. I was enjoying the drive. It's pretty out here. But, yeah, it's a shame, man. I really wish that we have more collectivism again and more people willing to stand up for what's right and for others. Because when the people around you are good and safe, you are good and safe. When the people around you are well taken care of and fed, you will be well taken care of and fed. All right? Everybody in society benefits when everybody in society is benefiting. Is that not, like, I feel like that's not hard logic to follow here. When everybody benefits, you benefit, because you're part of everybody. Why are we, like, I never understood why anybody in our parents' generation or grandparents' generation thought the trickle-down thing made any lick of fucking sense. What? We're gonna cut your wages, give it to these guys, and then when these guys spend money, it'll come back to you. Or something like that. Because it's supposed to trickle down. But they never spent the money. They're just hoarding it. So now we just have less money. They have more money. And there's no more money. So I don't know how they didn't, like, they just had good faith that billionaires were just going to be like, yeah, we're definitely going to reinvest. Yeah, trust us. We, the Rockefellers and Rothschilds of the world, have never done anything inhumane in the sake of profit. Never. Not once. Wasn't us. Promise. And if you thought it was us, you're lying. But yeah, it's crazy. I don't know. So much division. I think one day we'll be able to come back together and make things right again. I don't know when that day will be. I really hope I get to see it in my lifetime, but it looks like I'm more likely to see like a nuclear apocalypse in my lifetime. And people have been saying that since nukes were invented, since the first bomb was dropped in Japan. But that has only caused a standstill. It did. It caused a standstill. No real superpower was able to truly go to war with another superpower after that. If we went to war with Russia right now, or China right now, or any of the other nations that carry nuclear capacity weapons, it's only inevitable that one of the countries pulls the tactical nuke, which all they have to see is, oh, it's a nuke? You want to go that route? Okay, we're just going to drop the big ones then. We don't care. And once they see the big ones, everyone's dropping big ones. Once everyone's dropping big ones, it's all over. That's what people think. It could be that Maybe one nation gets a leg up on another nation, strategically plays out their nuclear attack, and, you know, I've heard other people talk about, like, well, if one nation wants to prevent that potentially from happening, all they have to do is just phone up the other nations, say, hey, these nukes are not coming at you. We're not going to say who they're going at, because we don't want you to tip off our enemy, but they're not coming at you. You have our 100% word. These are not coming at you. And then they just launch their nukes, and then they see who waits to respond. And then when it's the one other country, you know, or maybe, I think somebody was saying, I don't want to repeat this because I was shocked that they even said it in their podcast. They were like very well followed people. But I was like, did he really just say that? You just gave like the blueprint like that, straight up, right there, just like that? But he said, like, if you strategically get somebody to remove the nuclear football from the president and his immediate team of people to be able to activate the nukes, because no nukes can be activated unless the president provides the nuclear codes or whatever. If you either assassinate the president or the chain of command as a whole, or assassinate the president and separate the vice president so that no one can be sworn in fast enough to activate the codes, to activate the nukes, to set them off in response, then you have like a window frame where there's zero chance of retaliation on a nuclear scale because of the way we've built our system to go off. And then on top of that, Russia's crazy, and they built a dead man switch, which releases all their nukes in the event that enough of their civilian populations or city centers are destroyed. Just all of them. They said if we go down, the whole world goes down. Russia doesn't give a fuck. So, like, that's what I mean. I'm so much more likely to see a nuclear winter in my lifetime than anything else. In which, at that point, I'll just die. That's like the last kind of apocalyptic scenario I ever want to try and live through. Is a nuclear one? Fuck that. Zombies, aliens, fucking I Am Legend shits, goddamn xenomorphs, whatever. I don't care. Anything but nuclear apocalypse, where like the land is completely ravaged and uninhabitable. Like, if the land is uninhabitable and there's zero chance of survivability because there's nothing that I could scavenge or feed off of or use to nourish myself, like there's the chances of you surviving and even enjoying surviving drop to zero. Like, even being in a space station, like, or a bunker or something, like, I'm a free-spirited soul, alright? I'm a traveler at heart. I love to be on the move. I love to process new things. My brain loves to process information and new things. And if I'm just staring at the inside of a spaceship or a capsule or a bunker or something for years, decades, whatever, however long it takes before I can go to a livable, you know, habitable environment or whatever, that's like Earth, like, my brain would go crazy. I would go nuts. It's not even like claustrophobia. I would just go nuts from being in like just such a limited environment for such a long period of time. I already get restless just being in like a town for more than a day or two. Like, I gotta get back on the road. But yeah, I hope one day we all rise up, fight the power, because this shit's unjust, man. Like, humanity is not meant to be living like this. We're meant to be free. We're meant to be thinking. We're meant to be evolving every single second. But we have put limited capacitors, or limit capacitors, on humanity. We've paused our own evolution. For what? That's the shit that really blows me, though. You know how fucking evilly selfish you have to be to put a pause on humanity's evolution because of profits? Because of fake numbers? Because of ones and zeros? You care so much about fake money that you would pause humanity's own progress and evolution by poisoning our food, limiting our ability to learn, educate, reproduce. All evolution comes when a species can thrive, and no one can thrive because we're all starving. No one has a place to live. The water's fucking just tainted, and the meat's also fucking tainted, and all our food and stuff is poisoned and laced with chemicals and shit. Like, we are being systemically incapacitated in our ability to literally progress as a species. That is crazy to me. Absolutely wild. And not only that, we're limiting every other species' ability on this earth to evolve. Well, actually, we might be progressing it because we're creating such rapidly changing environmental, changes that species are going to have to rapidly either evolve or die because we're creating such different environments. We're deforesting the world, polluting the waterways and water sources, and just removing large stretches of land for farms' sake and cities and stuff like that. Like, we're making it so that the world is uninhabitable as it is. But the point of what I'm saying is, like, man, we could just have it so much better if the fucking greedy dickheads that have all the fucking power right now in the world, all the not the power, all the strings, because they don't have the power, they're just pulling all the strings. They have the power of the world caught in a web right now, and they're tugging on the strings and keeping it trapped like a spider wrapping its prey in a cocoon. That's where we're at right now. And if we could just break out of that fucking web, bro, before it's too late and we're fully caught in it. Because right now, it just got us by the legs and the arms. Like, sure, we're struggling, but, like, we can Hulk and bust out of this bitch, bro. We got this. We have wings. We can fly, baby. But we gotta... all parts of us want this. We have to move as a full body unit, not as individual fingers connected to two hands with individual toes connected to 2 feet, which those 2 hands are connected to 2 arms, those 2 feet are connected to 2 legs. It's all connected to one body though. But right now where we're at, we're fragmented like limbs. Literally. Like, we're stretched out just like that. Like, we're all nothing but 20 toes and fingers that are being controlled by 2 arms and 2 legs that are secretly being controlled by one body. And that one body right now is, like I said, it's just wild that you would poison just for your own benefit, just for the sake of you in this current day and age and present moment. Because you're not doing it for your kids. You're not doing it for the longevity of your family or your legacy or anything like that. Because if you did, you would care more about the planet and... You would care more about the planet, and you would care more about making sure that your kids grow up in a safe, healthy environment, that, you know, they have all the luxuries and benefits that, you know, people should just want more for each other, bro. It's just crazy to me. Especially, like, when we all could have it. Like, we all could have it. Why do you need to be the only ones who have it? We all could have it. Everybody could have the mansions and the stuff. If you just let us progress, if you just let humanity get to the point where it needs to be, where it wants to be. But like I said, they're putting a fucking pause on our own progression as a species by making it impossible for us to procreate in a sustainable beneficial habitat and environment. And they're removing our education. So it's like they're literally dumbing us down as a species. like regressing us literally generationally by generation, which is causing so much more impactful devastation, because only with each generation are smarter variations of our previous selves born. So you're creating really conflicted people. Like Gen Z is really conflicted, you know? Like, and I see that. And then Gen Alpha, like, God help those kids. They're gonna need all the fucking help they can get. They're gonna grow up in a really weird world. But yeah, I don't know. Sorry, let me get off my soapbox. I've probably been preaching about this for like 40 minutes now. But yeah, I don't know. I love people. I hate people. But ultimately, I want all of us to live happy, fulfilling, satisfying, stress-free lives, bro. Humanity is not meant to stress out this much, my dog. Like, gang, what are we doing? Why are we doing this to ourselves when we could just be like fucking naked, dancing, singing in fields and enjoying ourselves? And we could still have all the technological advances and all the fun like gadgets and gizmos and shit. We could still have all the comforts and luxuries of the things we have today. Like, we could still have all this shit. Nothing changed. Nothing's changing. The only thing that's changed is our will and desire to want more for ourselves. Like, wow. Bro, I've been rewatching Avatar: The Last Airbender lately, and that show is fucking lit. It reminds me a lot of, like, I see a lot of parallels in that show and then, like, the world today. And it's just crazy. I like to think of that as an anime. I'm not sure if it's considered a Western cartoon or a Western anime, but it was on Nickelodeon, so like, which is a cartoon channel. So like, I don't know if it's considered Western anime, just anime, or if it's a cartoon. I've always thought of it as anime. I could get behind calling it Western anime because the West has been coming up with more of their own like anime titles and stuff. But I'm just gonna call it anime. I don't know where you fall on that line, but I've been rewatching a lot of that. And it's so funny hearing a lot of the discourse between people talking about like anime's not political. The fuck it isn't. Anime is one of the most politically charged things I can think of. Like, almost all animes that I know and love in some way or another have like corrupt governments and, you know, fascist dictatorship and fucking, you know, hostile takeovers and shit. Sour Mike in Action Life, baby. But that show was great. One of the cornerstones of my childhood for sure. Such a good show. It definitely had anime vibes too, because like all the characters had the most tragic background stories, bro. Like Aang, Katara, and Sokka, all orphans. Zuko, mom dead, dad disowns him, basically another orphan. Fucking Toph, essentially rejected by her parents. I don't even think they ever dove back into what happened with her relationship and her parents. She just did, because they didn't respect her and appreciate her and value her for the strong, independent person that she was and the capable person that she was. They just saw her as a defenseless little girl, so she had to run away, essentially becoming another orphan. The entire Team Avatar gang, bro, all orphans whose parents are either dead or disown them at like 12 and shit, gang. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. And then not only that, but the fate of the world, bro, is relying on this gang of teenagers to save it. And you can barely call them a gang of teenagers because Toph is younger than Aang, and Aang is 12. So like, I think Katara and Zuko's the oldest of the bunch, for sure. And I want to say it falls into like Sakakatara, Aang Toph. But all of them are like teenagers, bro. The fate of the world. Teenagers. A bunch of orphaned teenagers gotta save the world. One of them found out that it's literally his destiny to save the world and sacrifice himself and his, livelihood in the process to do that at the age of 12, gang. Crazy. So, like, I love that show. And just, like, I don't know. I can't wait till I get to Boxing Say, bro. Oh, I can't wait to get to Boxing Say, bro. Right now, I just went through the episodes where they return to Omashu, and they see that Booby is captured, Omashu's taken over by Azula. That was cool. These guys behind me are gonna hate me. I drive really slow. Like, I take my time to speed up. I take my time to slow down. Like, I'm just a slow driver. I used to be a speedier driver, but ever since I moved into my truck, not even that, ever since I got a truck, I'm just way more careful about stuff. I don't take my turns as sharp, I don't know. I'm just a much more cautious driver since I got a truck. But I got these two bikers behind me, and they've been behind me for like a couple miles now, and I know they hate me. They're like, God damn, this dude. Yeah, that show's lit, bro. Lit. Right now, I'm in season 2. They just met Toph. It's like I said, Return to Boxing Say. I think the episode I just watched most recently wasn't that silly ass episode with Wei Jin and Jin Wei or whatever, the two tribes going through like the Grand Canyon essentially, and they like both hate each other, and it's like on site with each other the whole time, which, like, bro, the amount of death and violence in that show is crazy. They don't shy away from it at all. The world is at war, and it is not shied away from. All the men are at war, leaving nothing but villages and tribes of mostly women and elderly people and children. And it's just crazy. There's concentration camps everywhere and fucking, like, it's nuts. There's concentration camps and executions and all kinds of, like, things hidden in the details. And there's people just talking about getting murdered and stuff casually, like the Fire Nation just did so many horrific acts and stuff like that. Like, brother, I see a lot of that show in today's age. Except it's wild because America's the Fire Nation. Bro, we're the Fire Nation. You realize that, right? The Fire Nation has in the show the most army naval bases around the world. Do you know what country has the most army bases around the world? America. The Fire Nation has invaded every country in the world to some extent, some capacity. They have put boots on the ground in every land and every nation and every city in the entirety of the Avatar series. Even the last two remote places of the world, the North and Southern Pole tribes. Bro, they almost destroyed the Northern Water Tribe, and they basically annihilated the Southern Water Tribe. They annihilated they genocided an entire race of people. Genocided. There's no airbenders in the fucking world. Genocided. None. You know how hard that shit is? Airbenders are nomads. How did you find every single airbender in the world? They're nomads. I get a lot of them, like, they have these, like, 4 main temples where, like, the masters and the ones who seek enlightenment and training and other things go to congregate. And that's, like, where they can find community. But it's only, those are, like, waypoints where people, like, pass through and move on and shit like that, from what I was told. Like, they're nomadic people. To be a nomad is to be a traveler, a wanderer. You have to be, like, they killed all of them? Wild, gang. So we're talking about genocide, war, death on a global scale. And I mean, America, sure, we haven't committed genocide, but like, you tell that to the Native Americans. You tell that to the Native Americans. We didn't finish it, but we got close. I say we because I'm still an American. I wasn't part of that shit, but that is my people, our people's history. I'm very much many generations back American. So like, I can say this is my history, my people, unfortunately, because my mom and down her entire line of family is white, and my dad's entire line of family is black. So I'm on both sides. I got my mom's side probably brought my dad's side here. Let's be real. Let's be real, gang. But, you know, because of that, my mom was able to meet my dad. Deadbeat ass. But, yeah. America is the Fire Nation. We've invaded the point of what I was saying earlier was we've invaded every country in the world. To some extent, we've put boots on the ground in every nation for one reason or another. Established something somewhere, everywhere. What nation has the most firepower? America. Like, goddamn, man. Goddamn. What nation brainwashes their people to think that they're the best nation in the world? America. Number one, right? Hoorah. Best country in the world. Even though we're not the best in anything. Except for combat. I'll say that. We're probably the best in combat. Yeah. I'll give that to America. But not the best in anything else. That's for sure. Fucking over its people, I guess, would be number 2. Enslaving its people would be number 3. But that probably falls under number 2. So, you know, we're the Fire Nation, and it's crazy. It's crazy. I'm seeing Asia as like bossing Say right now. Fucking any of the Spanish countries are kind of looking to me like the air nomad tribes. And then I would say the water tribe. Oh, no. Sorry. I would say all the Middle East and Arab nations and African nations for the most part, they're... Oh, fuck. Did I miss a turn? They're definitely like... oh, man. They're definitely the air nomads, unfortunately. Because all of the Middle East, throughout my entire life, as far as I've ever known, has been being terrorized by foreign nations for absolute centuries now, decades even. And dude, shit, man, it's just wild. And with the genocide in Palestine happening and all the genocides throughout Africa and all the other Arab nations and stuff, yeah, I'd say they're the air nomads of the world. And then, yeah, probably all of the Spanish-speaking countries, primarily, or like Spaniard-esque types. Oh no, not even that. I'd say like the water tribes are still very much so like the northern countries of the world who just are like checked out. Anywhere that it's like predominantly winter, they're like, yeah, you guys have a lot of issues. We're just gonna ignore all of that and stay up here by the nice cold mountain range. But I've been rambling on long enough today. I'm gonna hang out, just enjoy the vibes of the drive. But I'll catch you guys next time. Be safe, rise up, protect each other. Love you.